Love the mouth-watering taste of delicious, perfectly cooked bacon?
Bacon! Bacon! Where's the bacon? I smell bacon! 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 Gotta be bacon! Only one thing smells like bacon! That's bacon! 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 There!
Welcome to the What's Sizzling podcast with Big Bacon.
Hey, look at all that meat.
And now your host, Big Bacon, Brad Hollister.
It's bacon!
So long.
So long and hard. Hey everyone. Hi John. That was the longest intro of all time. We're rusty at this. So I was just sitting there, like the first 5 seconds, I was kind of dancing to it a little bit.
Yeah, and then like, all right.
6 seconds in, I was just like, I'm done with this. This fucking stinks, dude. We used to have a lot of fun during that time. Now,
Well, I wish you could fade,
curmudgeons.
so you can't stop the video. For if you stop the video, it just stops the video. So I wish I could just have it so it's just the audio continues on here. But we make it work.
We make it work.
Matt's paying for it.
Story of our life. We make it work on Matt's dime. That's actually the story of wrestling parties. Anytime we have a wrestling party, we make it work, but it's always on Matt's dime.
Yeah, I mean, naturally, he's got the basement for it.
He literally, and we've talked about the basement on the show in the in the past, but he literally designed his basement to throw wrestling parties. That's the most insane thing I've ever heard in my life.
Yeah, he's got more TVs in his extra room than I own. Period.
Dude, and you're a production guy.
Yeah,
You're around screens 24/7, and he has triple your screens
just for fun.
Yeah, just so the once a month he has 20 friends over.
If he, yeah, because we can't do it outside. We know what happened last time we did it outside.
I've been to a couple of successful outside events. That was not one of them.
That SummerSlam,
Yeah,
Thunder Slam in the middle of COVID.
I was gonna say Summer Swim.
Summer Swim.
Yeah, it was a bad one. Speaking of bad ones, I took an L. I took an L on the chin. Was it last weekend or the weekend before? I don't know. I'm losing time.
Yeah,
last weekend.
What even is today? Sunday. It's a rare Sunday recording. It was last Saturday.
Yeah, last Saturday. Took a big L. Dan Moff came out dressed like him, which I thought was a nice touch. I didn't know if we're ever gonna be wrestling again. And when the matchup, the graphic card got posted, we're doing the same pose. We're similar size guys.
Yeah, I wonder who made that happen.
That's
my thing. That's my thing now. If two guys have the same pose, I'll put them together. I had one, a Little Mean Kathleen and Megan Bain or something like that. It was great.
Both do the same pose?
Yeah.
Oh, gotta be. Okay, I like that. That's the new thing. So you're gonna find promo pictures from 2015 of me just to make sure I'm doing the same pose as the other guy. It's a good move. I was a lot
when you see someone's arm cropped off at the shoulder and just flipped upside down. It's because I couldn't find a picture.
I gotta make the pose happen. But so yeah, me and Moff, I think it was I think it's the end of our rivalry. I would guess.
The feud.
Yeah, the feud. I think it's done though. I think it's done. I think what are we gonna do? He beat me fair and square. I like I said, I try to do the head games, try to dress like him a little bit. And by the way, I wish that I wasn't so tied to the singlet, because wrestling like that was very comfortable. It was a very comfortable experience.
Yeah, and the jeans?
No jeans. Come on. I don't wear jeans to fucking work. I wore sweatpants and one of my own shirts. So it was also cost saving. I had those sweatpants. I didn't go out buy new sweatpants. But yeah, dude, big fan of the dressing down in wrestling. I might just become a hardcore guy so I don't have to dress up anymore.
Because you're on knee pads and pants.
Oh, dude, that's it. Knee pads and boots. And that's it. And if I really wanted to, I could have pushed it and not went with the boots. I was like, okay, I got to do the boots. I mean, I'm wearing sweatpants. Got to at least do the boots.
You got to do. You should just be the overweight deathmatch guy. Just get the giant gut, and you got to tape it up so it holds your gear in place.
Oh, dude, I was thinking about it. I was thinking about not for this last one, the one before. So for this last one, I got an Oculus. I'll dive into the Oculus. We were asking some of the Sizzle Squad members for topics. I could talk about the Oculus for fucking 6 hours.
Someone wants to know. We'll get to that. Someone wants to know if you were wearing the ECW themed shirt design.
I should have found a ECW that maybe says NEW or like BCN for like, bacon. Is it an ECW? Yeah, BAC,
bacon, alcohol content.
Oh, dude, thanks for my next shirt. But yeah, dude, absolutely fucking love the fit. Big fan of the fit. So yeah, I might just become the deathmatch guy. Oh, for about taping the gut. So
oh yeah, back to the gut.
Back to the gut. It just sparked in my head. I was thinking about for the match the 6-man tag because I was in such bad shape. Because I was like, it's a 6-man tag. I don't really need to get in cardio shape for this. Like, if I can't do a 6-man tag the day before I die, whenever that is, and I hope it's as an old man, like, I shouldn't be alive because those are the easiest things in the world. You stand on the apron, you do a couple things, you go back on the apron, you catch a breath. It's fucking beautiful. So I was like, I don't need really cardio shape. So what happens when I don't do cardio? I also get fat. So I was in terrible shape. So I was really thinking about taping the gut in a little bit, just to fucking,
skipping it at the old.
Well, dude, I seen Rhino do it. We're doing a stadium show one time. I don't know which one it was, but it was one of the NEW stadium shows. And
it's a summer,
I seen him
summer rain probably a couple of years ago.
Dude, he was like a regular, like chubby dude. And then he put that thing on and he looked fucking great, dude. Like, his posture was better. His chest stuck out like fucking the bad guy from Beauty and the Beast. He looked humongous, and I was like, "Oh my god! If I ever get in bad shape, I'm getting one of those things." Like, that looked fucking awesome. So I almost did the Rhino. I'm not at Rhino level yet, but I was almost at Rhino level. For this past weekend, I didn't have to worry about it because, again, wearing the t-shirt, and I've been in the Oculus arena throwing fucking bombs.
Yeah, is that your new training regimen?
Boxing game. Yeah.
Put the goggles on. Poor Dakota walks in one day and just gets fucking clocked.
Oh, she knows. She knows when the Oculus is on. Fucking knock twice.
You have a red light on the door. Just we're live, pal.
Oculus in session. So when I got it, like, I only heard about the boxing game really. So that was the first one I downloaded, and it is the most insane workout I ever done in my life. Like, I was training with my brother for a while, and I haven't been doing that as consistently because I work 11-hour days. And when you get out of work, literally it's the last place I want to go. And I love being there. So imagine how much I want to do nothing because I love training, but after work that long, I just want to sit home and do nothing. But the Oculus is in the house. So it's not like I have to like go there, do all that. So and it's fun too. So like right now, and I'm one of those, I get super hooked on things. And right now I'm hooked on it. Like probably right after we wrap up this, I'm going to have a fight before bed. You know what I mean? Like just to make sure I'm still feeling loose. You know what I mean? Like make sure I still got it from yesterday.
We're going to, maybe I should get one. We'll do a virtual podcasting.
Yeah. I got to figure out how to stream on it better because I would love to stream the boxing sessions. I think people would get a kick out of that. I do not like, so I got dropped the other day for the first time in my young career. I still won the fight, but I got dropped. Didn't like the feeling. Didn't like the feeling.
Well, it plays.
I was a little gun shy after that. You know what I mean?
It plays on your TV too, right?
Yeah. If you have like the app on the TV or you have to like download the app and you could stream it on the TV. When Dakota was doing it the other day, I was streaming it from my phone.
Oh, so you could probably do that into a streaming app.
Dude, it's a good time. It's a good time. You gotta get yourself an Oculus. I guess they have like a Fortnite type game, but I don't want to download it because I don't know anyone else that really plays it. So
Five Night.
Yeah. So I ain't trying to just hop in and get toasted because I don't know what I'm doing.
I was playing a little bit last night. I get pretty toasted when I'm on my own.
Oh, dude, when I'm on my own, I just hide. That's all I do.
In
I'm
the
such a
car.
pussy when I play by myself. Like I just hide. Like I find the circle, and I just hide. And then once the circle moves somewhere else, I get as close to the middle of it as possible and just hide again. I just keep hiding. That's the strategy.
I find the most hidden dumpster.
And I hide in it.
Let's get this back on tracks again. So we got a couple questions here from the post I threw up earlier. We have Joe Call wants to know. He's got a couple questions. He's got WrestleMania. We got Brock versus Reigns again.
Okay. So we'll dive into this one. I think this is like, and mind you, I've not watched wrestling in forever, but this is just going off memory. I can only remember 2 other matches that happened 3 times at Mania. I could be wrong. But one of them is Austin Rock. That main evented 3 of them.
Mm-hmm.
And Triple H Taker, because they made a big deal that they had 3. I don't
Triple
know if
H and Taker, he did the 1, and then they did like the 2 matches.
the 2 back-to-back.
The Rock and Austin was spread. That was like a very long form story, basically.
Yeah, that was 15, 17, and 19.
Well,
They like odd numbers.
Brock and Reigns is just
Pretty spread out as well.
yeah. Is it as spread out as Austin and The Rock was?
It might be more. When was the first one they did? 31? 31, because that's the one Rollins came in.
What? I hate that they use shapes now because it's just it
I know.
all blends together.
It's 31 though. That's the one Rollins came in. Which one? What Mania are they on now?
Well, they're back on Star.
They're back on
WrestleMania Star 2.
Lewis, if you're still in the chat right now,
it's 2 nights.
Look it up for us.
We're gonna have WrestleMania Star 2, day 1 and day 2.
I bet you Lewis is gonna come in clutch. We need Lewis in the chat.
It's like they used to do X7. We'll have Star -2.
Yeah, no, I know. Like trust me, I miss the star system, but I guess they don't like. The rumor was when they got rid of the
38.
numbers is because they don't want to be old. Okay, 38. So the first one was 31. Yeah, they're more spread out. 15 to 19 is way less.
Okay, yeah.
Than 31, 38.
All right, so let's see what we're doing here. Maybe it's passing of the torch, but I don't know. I like new Brock.
Oh, dude, and I like new Reigns as well. Obviously, I like new Brock. I like any form of Brock that Brock wants to Brock because he's Brock. You know what I mean? He's the most like the reason he is so cool. And I've said this forever.
Is because he's like, I have anxiety, and everyone's like, yeah, finally.
You're human.
Yeah.
No, but legit. The reason I like Brock so much is because WWE and pro wrestling as a whole, it's like ingrained into the culture of pro wrestling to just do what you're told, right? Like if you really think about the concept of paying your dues, like in any other job, that would be looked at as fucking ridiculous, right? Like imagine if I wanted to work at a school, I wanted to teach. They can't be like, all right, you have to drive to a school 3 hours away and you have to be 4 hours early and you have to help set up the cafeteria and set up the classrooms. And then you won't get a chance to teach, but you could watch people teach the whole time. And then afterwards you have to clean up the whole school and then put everything away. And then you get to drive 3 hours home. Oh yeah. And you're not getting paid. Like, so that's what I mean about like the whole concept of like in wrestling, it's ingrained to do what you're told. And Brock never does what he's told. He does whatever the fuck he wants to do. He's like, oh, you don't like part-timers? Well, I'm going to be a part-timer. I'm going to do what I want, because you got to think about it. When Brock first came in, there wasn't too many part-time guys in wrestling at that time. Since then, there's been a handful,
Right.
But like when Brock came in, like The Rock wasn't really a part-time guy. He would come in for the one-offs with Cena, right? Like he did a couple promos or whatever, but it's not like he was like wrestling pay-per-views like every 2 months, you know, like he would just do the big ones with Cena. So Brock just changed the game and he did whatever the fuck he wanted to do. And there's just something to admire about that, to be able to tell a company that's like, you know, the whole independent contractor controversy, like so much different things about WWE is like, you're going to follow pecking order. And Brock's like, no, you guys are going to follow my pecking order. Do whatever you want with these other guys.
Pecking order.
I am the pecking order, Papa.
So we got a couple more too.
Oh, wait, to answer the question though, because I went off on I love Brock Lesnar so much tirade. Brock versus Roman. What else are you gonna do? What else are you gonna do? They're by far the two top guys, and that's what you want at WrestleMania. You want the two biggest attractions. And
Right.
like again, as a guy who doesn't watch wrestling that much, anytime I see
Oh.
something blowing up on Twitter or something like that from a WWE person, it's always Roman or Brock.
So here's I can touch on that too, actually. So now that you're saying that you want the two biggest guys, I guess you want guys that are gonna attract the wrestling fan and the non-wrestling fan. And here's a perfect example. We were out went out to eat breakfast after the whole Ring Crew deal last weekend before the show. And we're sitting there and we're watching it's the Saudi Arabia pay-per-view on at 11 in the morning. So we're watching that while we're eating breakfast, and this nice little waitress lady comes over. She's got to be in her 60s, 70s, and she's, oh, who's that? Is that Jason Momoa? Talking about Roman Reigns. And we're like, no, it's The Rock's cousin. She goes, oh, Dwayne? We're like, yeah, your boy Dwayne, that's his cousin. She, oh, I like him. Just because how he looked.
Dude, well, no, like
that's no idea who he was, but now she does because she saw him and liked how he looked.
Well, this is why, again, I love working in a school, because I ask kids wrestling opinions, because I say this all the time. It's a money-making business, and that's the people you want to appeal to, is the casual fan that might not tune in, because wrestling fans are always going to tune in. If you love wrestling, if you're obsessed with wrestling, if all you talk about is wrestling, guess what? You're going to watch wrestling. So like, you have to get the people who barely talk about wrestling to become fans, to want to buy a ticket, buy a pay-per-view, and especially with kids, because they convince their parents to buy t-shirts. So if you're a babyface and you're working on a show with a bunch of kids, you're probably going to sell out with t-shirts, because they're going to annoy their parent and be like, hey, I want that shirt really, really bad. So I always like ask the kids in my school wrestling questions all the time, and not like trivia questions like, hey, who's your favorite? Oh, hey, why do you like this person? Do you watch it? You know what I mean? And I got more kids coming up to me about Brock Lesnar versus Roman Reigns than I have about probably any other wrestling topic in a long time. So it's obviously resonating with the casual fan right now.
Yeah, which is one of the my biggest things with, like, you see that AEW, WWE, like, everyone tries to compare the two, and the difference is AEW is strictly appealing to wrestling fans, whereas WWE, it's like the wrestling fans shit on the everything going on in there, and it's like, I get it, it makes sense, but they're appealing to that outside audience. They're appealing to the non-mainstream wrestling fan. They want these randoms to see Roman Reigns and Brock Lesnar, and then tune in again the next time, and then get the kids to buy the t-shirts and stuff like that. Not Billy Neckbeard, who's, oh, I like Hangman's got a new t-shirt out, gotta go buy that.
Yeah, exactly. And that's the thing. So like, and it's not saying one's better than the other, right? Because obviously if it's a wrestling product, you would think you would want to appeal to wrestling fans. But again, at the end of the day, if you're trying to make as much money as possible.
But do you want to get here, or do you want to, sorry, people listening can't see. Do you want to get to one level, or do you want to get to the next level, the higher level?
Yeah, and everyone should always be, streaming towards the higher level. Now, I think the hardest balance would be to have a good wrestling product that does appeal to the casual fan. Like, that might be tough, because wrestling is kind of ingrained with long-term storytelling, and it doesn't have a season format. So fans never know when like the season finale is, because there's been times where like you get into a show and you kind of like you miss a week or two or whatever, but you're going to tune in for the finale. Or if you rewatch it, you're going to rewatch the finale. And they say like Mania is a finale, but then it just starts right over the next night.
Mm-hmm.
So it's hard to get the casual fan because there's no like culmination.
Well, okay. And now when you put it that way, now it's almost going to feel like, are we going to watch it? And is night one going to feel like the finale? And is Mania night 2 going to feel like the start?
Yeah, like that's honestly how they should book it. But what is the bigger night? Night 2?
Right, and that's a whole nother bag of worms are opening there.
I'm a big fan of the 2 nights, because the way we did it at Matt's last year. Saturday we went like all out and got hammered, and then Sunday was like the recovery day.
I like the Saturday shows are great.
Oh, big fan of Saturday shows. Big fan of Saturday shows. Cause dude, you get the whole next day. Like that's the one thing that is, it's not good that football's gone because I miss football immensely, but it's like I don't like Sundays. I feel like I have a full day now. Like I get bored on Sundays, where before they would fly by because I was just watching football and gambling and having a great time.
And then we'll go back over to the page now, and then you get the rumors of Stone Cold and Vince both returning to the ring. Vince and Pat McAfee and Stone Cold is the rumor. And do you think any of that is going to happen?
So I am a huge Pat McAfee show fan. Like, dude, I've been watching, and it's crazy because I started watching that show like right before I tore my ACL this last time. And like when I started watching, they would have like 10,000 people. Like they weren't huge. Like it was, I mean, that's a big YouTube following for, especially for live. But I just remember like it going up by like 5,000 every week. Like it was just so fast on how it blew up like out of nowhere. And then he started doing the Aaron Rodgers interviews. So like now mainstream sports outlets are plugging him because you have to say where he said the quote, and it was always on the Pat McAfee show. So it is awesome to see how fast he blew up. And I've been a fan of his for a while. So I will say this, I have some inside information.
Oh,
not too inside because he said it on the show, but inside enough where
see,
I don't think
people first there,
but I don't think people put 2 and 2 together about it. This is what I'm saying. So he was bragging about being back on the keto diet and his body being in ketosis, right? He was like, "Oh, I was peeing on strips to make sure that, I was in ketosis." Like, so, and this was like a week or two ago. So why would he be on a crazy diet? And then the Mania rumors started popping up. And then I put 2 and 2 together where no one's talking about him bragging about his diet a couple weeks ago. And now there's Mania rumors coming up. McAfee's wrestling at Mania.
Going to be the special guest.
No. Austin. If Austin and Owens happens, that's a perfect mix because Steve Austin, and I don't know if people know this, and I hate to break your hearts, kind of a prick about winning and losing. All right. And that's one of my pet peeves in wrestling. Who gives a fuck? Who gives a fuck? Like, as long as everyone's getting paid and everyone's happy and everyone's safe and healthy, that's what matters. But Austin does not like to lose. I think Owens, in Vince's eyes, is expendable enough to lose to Austin, but still not get dropped down a level. You know what I mean? Like, because I don't think Vince is ever going to see him as a top guy, right? He might book him in top guy scenarios because he knows he can rely on him. He knows he's not going to mess it up. He's going to probably thrive in any role given. But like, you got to think, him and Jericho was like the hottest feud a couple years ago. Mm-hmm. And then it was like the second match on the card, right? So like, that's where he was viewed in the eyes of the company of like, yeah, you could run with the title, but around Mania season, not so much. So if they're going to put him in there with Austin, he's the perfect guy because he could take a loss and it wouldn't hurt anyone. It would keep everyone exactly where they're at, but a win would elevate him, right? And that's the argument. Oh, well, if he beats him, then he's at a new level. Yeah, but if you're still seen at that level, somehow you're going to get dropped back down to that level eventually. So it's a win-win for everyone. Austin doesn't have to lose. Owens gets a big match against one of his idols at WrestleMania, and everyone makes a lot of money, and everyone presumably stays safe.
Hopefully, and then go to Saudi Arabia,
where you never know. But going back to McAfee Vince, I do not think Vince is going to wrestle because so I watched the Saudi event, and and this is excuse me, this is one thing about WWE commentary that I really got to praise. They do really good at catching you up because there's been very few times I've watched wrestling, and every time I watch, I feel like I learn the stories really quick through the commentators, right? So this last one, they were saying that like Theory is like Vince McMahon's guy, and then I watched the Rumble and they're putting over Theory's Vince McMahon's guy. Vince is going to go on McAfee show on Thursday, I think it is. And I bet you they're going to plant some seeds. And then eventually I think it's going to be McAfee versus Theory at WrestleMania with Vince McMahon as his confidant.
Gotcha.
What do you think?
I mean, it's an entirely plausible situation because I can't see. I mean, Vince looks great, but can Vince go?
Vince could always go, brother. Never test that. If he hears that clip, it's gonna be Vince versus McAfee, and it's gonna be the match of the night. Like,
can Vince go?
The best Mania of
What do we
all
got?
time.
25-15 on 227. Let's write that down.
Dude, Vince can go. He'll just replay it every morning while he's doing like squats.
Just Vince
Dude, he's a
listening to
monster.
me.
He's a monster. So I would say that, and especially too, Pat McAfee is spotty. Like his few wrestling appearances, he does a lot of shit. So it's not like him and Vince would like mesh well. Like it would not be a good celebrity performance. Like Vince meshes well with guys who kick his ass because he just lets them kick his ass. So like it works. But like McAfee's not like an ass kicker, like in the wrestling sense. He's like the celebrity crossover. So like him in Theory would be the move because they would have a good match. McAfee could show off his athleticism. In Theory, gets a good spot. And that's one too where McAfee would probably put him over. You know what I mean? But we'll see. We'll see.
We will see. And will it be night 1 or night 2 worthy?
Oh, I would say McAfee. Well, he's a commentator. So maybe you have him commentate night 1, wrestle night 2.
There you go. Double duty. Triple payday.
Yeah.
Joe Cole also wants to know, with you having wrestled Cody Rhodes in the past, what are your thoughts on Cody leaving AEW, which is actually a good topic to talk about now. You got this guy who stepped away from one company to go to another company, to start a company, to now leave that company to go back to his first company, possibly.
Yeah, that's the thing. Is it true? That's one thing. Like, is it true? Dude, Cody is, and like, I'm saying this in the nicest way possible. He's crazy, right? Like, and I'm saying this as a compliment because I admire it. Like, I wish I could be as gung-ho. Like, he'll just like make up a story just to see how much you'll believe. And then just be like, oh, I'm just fucking with you. Or like, oh, I'm just joking. Like, I've seen it. So like, I could see him like as a mastermind behind all of this and being like, I got everybody. I got you. And like,
I'm back.
So to me,
or maybe it's just done.
Yeah, exactly. I'm not going to believe it until I see him on WWE TV because WWE would not cooperate. You know what I mean? Like,
because I could see Cody being done wrestling for a little bit. I mean, he's got that talent show gimmick, whatever's going on there on ANB CBS. I mean, that's got to be decent money, and he doesn't have to smash his head into the ground.
And like, I think wasn't it reported that like their contracts were $3 million a year, like all the EVPs?
I believe it.
It was something like that. So like, dude, he probably sitting on money right now. He doesn't seem like a stupid guy who would blow it or invest it poorly. So I'm sure his money's making him money right now. Mm-hmm. And then, like you say, he's doing all these extra shows. But that's where it's going to get dicey because they have a reality show together. But if he leaves TNT, they're going to pick up his reality show. And if they do pick up his reality show and he's not on WWE, that makes me believe he's going to stay with AEW or, like you said, retire. So, I mean, he got what he wanted to do, he accomplished because he got everyone in the world talking about this. Like, this is a big deal. Like, it especially said especially if he does hop over, that would be absolutely ridiculous because now you have the founder. Like, it's not like this is like a Hogan thing or a Flair thing where it's like, oh, a big name in this company. This is the founder. This is the guy. And like, And the other guys were obviously a big part of it because they had like a huge independent following. But really, the guy who like got the money and really pulled all the strings, and I think the guy who really got this off the ground was Cody. Like he's the one who came up with the whole like
I mean, he was the
sell out an
name
arena.
going into it.
Yeah, dude. So he was the driving force.
And then everything else was like you had Moxley's surprise, you had like and then you had Omega come on, but it's like Cody was the figurehead leading this train forward.
Dude, and everything was about like being against WWE, and if he goes to WWE, that would be fucking awesome. I don't know if I told this story before, but did I ever tell you about the time where he was not pitching to me? Obviously, I have fucking zero say in the matter, but telling me about the idea of when he smashed the chair on the first pay-per-view.
No,
dude, he goes, and then I have the hammer and I look out to the crowd and they go fucking nuts. Right? And then he's just like, then I pick that hammer up and I swing it against the chair. It explodes everywhere. And I burn every bridge I ever fucking had. And I was just like, that was the most fucking badass thing I've ever heard in my life. I was like, that was pretty sweet, dude. But yeah, so apparently Bridge not burned. If he is back, he was wrong in his prediction. But
or he'll be wearing a black and gold latex outfit.
Dude, I was a big Stardust fan. I'm not gonna lie. I thought that had legs. I really did. I was wrong. He hated it, but he committed to it. I thought it was good. I really did.
I mean, when you're getting paid.
Yeah, but if someone doesn't like something, it's very easy to not put in effort.
To leave and start a company.
And then leave said company.
If you don't like it, you can start your own company.
Dude, and like this would be nuts. This would be like Vince jumping to WCW. Like it's crazy. I know he's not the financial backer, but he was the guy.
Triple H is all elite.
Yeah, like say in the past 2 years, right? Triple H jumped over. That it's that kind of that kind of equivalent. Where it's just like how Stephanie McMahon is all elite. Like that's the kind of shit. But like even that is not as crazy because they weren't founders. They were born with that company already being like
the
around.
Contract says Shane Khan.
Yeah, that's like Shad or no, Tony Khan. Like this is crazy. If this is true, which I do not believe it. If someone had to came up to me today and said, "Oh, you have to put money on it," I would put that either AEW or retired. I would not say like I think that this is a big ruse, but I could be wrong. And right now, the rumor is if he does go, it would be him and Rollins at Mania. That would be a great match.
Yeah,
that would be a great match. But who's putting these rumors out there? Is it
Cody? If he comes back, I want the Cody. I want the injured face Cody Rhodes that hands out bags to people because that was the best.
Oh no, dude! If he comes back, he has to be like the Maverick or something, dude. Like he left and started his own like rival company on national television, like signed a bunch of WWE talent, like.
The Canadian sleep thought.
Dude, this is insane. If it's real. I don't think it is. But if it is, holy shit.
And then I just wish Alex Zimakas didn't block me so I could see his head explode when it happens.
Oh no, it's gonna be the opposite. When he shows back up at AEW, he's gonna be like, ha ha ha. I told all of you. Why would he leave for that shit company? That would be some of the most insane, or probably the most insane thing that happened in wrestling in a long, long time. Like Punk coming back was crazy, but that died out quick. Like I felt like that was like humongous news, and then out of nowhere, it's just like I haven't heard about it since. I've seen people sharing MJF's promo, which I said that from the start of that company that MJF is going to blow up because, dude, he's fucking great on the mic. Great on the mic. And that's what sells to the casual fan. Because, like, give you an example. I love MMA, but I probably watch more MMA interviews and MMA press conferences than I watch actual fights. So I would consider myself a casual fan. Even though I watch it a lot, at the end of the day, I'm really watching a lot of these pressers because they make me laugh or they entertain me, right? So, like, it's the same kind of thing with casual wrestling fans, where they're going to gravitate towards either loving or hating people who could speak well, because that's what they want to watch. They're not there for the wrestling; they're there for the entertainment.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, I got no counterpoint for that.
It's a riveting
no
stuff,
counterpoint for that one.
Yeah. You go, yeah, and then I give you a pause for you to like think about stuff, and like after 5 seconds, you just hit me with another yeah.
No, I got nothing.
Yeah. Oh my
that
goodness!
break, I was doing good. Then we took that second break, and it fucked me all up.
Fucked it up. Thanks a lot, camera.
Thanks a lot, camera.
Thanks a lot, camera.
It's all the camera's fault.
But yeah, so if we're really thinking about this Cody and going back to the Cody thing, and I don't want to beat it to death. I do not think it is going to happen. I think he is going to show back up on AEW as a heel months from now, right? They're going to keep planting seeds like, oh, was he going to do? Yeah, of course. Because, dude, that's going to be the thing. Like, oh, I got you guys. Ha, ha, ha. But yeah, like, there's no way. That's the most, like, my dad, this is one of my dad's sayings. Anytime a job's easy, he always says it's a tit job. Oh, it's a tit job, right? Cody had a tit job. You were an EVP of a wrestling company that you wrestle for.
Barely.
Why would you leave that? Even if they said, oh, we want to cut your money in third, or even if he said, I want to raise, doesn't matter. I would be like, oh, yeah, this is the job I want to do.
Or maybe because, like you were saying about Punk, how he was, the return was big, got the big pop, and then, it was all MJF. And, we all knew. We saw, how many times did you work MJF?
Oh, good amount.
Countless. Like, we saw him at Limitless. Like, people knew right away.
Yeah.
And yeah, that appealed to the casual fan. Whereas Punk doesn't really, I don't think Punk appeals to the casual fan.
He does. He broke through. He broke through.
Yeah,
it's hard to do. I would say Daniel Bryan doesn't, even though Daniel Bryan's one of my favorite wrestlers of all time. So this is not me knocking him at all. But like the little kids at my school, like when he was doing his like run a couple years ago, when he was like the biggest thing, they did not like him. And he was like the ultimate babyface. And they were like, no, he's corny. And I'm like, what? Like, he's awesome. What are you guys talking about? Like, nah, he's corny.
So would you say Cody appeals to the casual fan?
For AEW standards, yeah. And especially because he's having all these extra shows.
So maybe it's the route. Maybe he's going to dip out, come back as a different, new and improved Cody. You're going to bring back, maybe you'll get the Cody return. You get that big pop from the AEW fans real quick, and then the reinvented Cody can come on and WWEify it.
That's what it should be. Where it's like he wants it to be more like WWE and they want it to be for the wrestling fan. You know what I mean? Like, that's a good storyline. Why don't they run with that?
Because he could just pop back in AEW and he gets the Punk pop real quick. Cody's back.
Dude, wrestling, it's
not like it used to be. Company too. It's a lot of right here, right now, and then it just fizzles out.
Like, dude, they're signing up all this talent and all these guys are held back. What do you think is going to happen when they're all under one roster again? People are going to be held back because that's how it works.
We're already seeing it. Like, so year one of AEW, it was the indie darlings almost. You had the people that were hot on the scene. You had the names on top to kind of hold it all together.
Mm-hmm.
But most of the roster was indie talent guys that me and you have seen, throughout wrestling just over a few years.
Yeah.
And then now you're bringing in the guys that are leaving WWE, the New Japan talent, the guys that are out of Ring of Honor. And you've got all these guys that are actual top stars coming in as opposed to the indie talent, and the indie talent is just getting pushed aside. And they're on Dark and Elevation and the B shows, so to speak.
Well, what kind of gets me about Dark was because at first I thought it was a really cool concept because it was like they were giving full matches to these indie guys, to their talent, to their contracted talent. And anytime like one of our buddies or someone we wrestle with a lot is on it, of course I'll watch it. Right. So it seemed like at first they were like these 8-minute back and forth matches that were really good, really competitive. And then the last time I watched, they were like all squashes. Like the guys around here got nothing in. And I was just like, oh, well, apparently this thing has changed. Like this used to be a really cool thing. And now it's kind of not.
Talking to JD Drake this weekend before the Limitless show, and he was saying he was talking about a 10-man tag match, and they had 10 minutes with entrances.
Like it's crazy.
I was like, what do you go in there? You just do 30 seconds, 30 seconds of something each, and then the match is over.
Great for the cardio, though. See, I was talking earlier about multi-man tag matches. Don't have to worry about cardio. That would be my dream scenario.
The 10 man.
Oh, so wait, I just have to do a cool thing and then take something and then I'm
with
done?
Entrances? Yeah, if you have the tag, you have to make the tag.
Oh my God, it would be awesome. Because that's all it is. Like a lot of times those 10-man tags are very cut or short for time. It's going to be like two guys are going to start for a while. It's going to break out into chaos and a finish is going to happen. So like I would just be the breakout into chaos section. Like, oh, run in, hit a move, celebrate, and turn around, take a move. And then like everyone rolls out to one side, someone hits a dive, they come in, take a finish. 1, 2, 3, we're home, baby. Samha check. What are we waiting for?
Out the side door.
Out the fucking back. No one needs to know shit. So yeah.
Here's a fun little rumor too. This brought up. We got rumors of Y2J getting ab injections to look more ripped. Because there was a couple pictures of him not looking so hot, and then now he's got a nice 6-pack, which there is a process called etching, I guess, when they go in there and they just vacuum out some lines in your belly fat.
I wouldn't doubt that, but I also just think he got fat shamed. And because he went away for a while. So I bet you he was like, hey, I need time off to get into shape. I look like shit. Which, to be fair, he did look like shit. So good on him. Because I do think that that's exactly what he did. Like, and maybe he got the, little lipo out of there. Yeah, he looked terrible. He looked so bad. That's so crazy. That was
no, but he still had it. Look at that. He's still got some ab shape in that picture.
Yeah, but like since he's fat, his sunken in chest looks terrible. Like if you're skinny,
at the right side or the left side,
both. So. Like Kofi, for example, the reason his chest doesn't look as bad as it is because he's so like thin, right? He's such a skinny guy where his chest does not look terrible. But when you get chubby and you have like that caved in chest, whatever the symptom's called, it looks terrible. It looks awful. So him losing weight, his chest does look a little bit better. But yeah, I do believe that maybe storming the Capitol, he lost some weight. You know what I mean, shut off some pounds. Steps. Yeah, him and his wife running all those steps.
All those animated bills trying to get signed, just hanging out on the stairs. You got to step over.
Schoolhouse Rock reference. That's what the people come to see or hear.
The Schoolhouse Rock. Sit through 45 minutes of wrestling talk for the Schoolhouse
Rock. Like, oh, there's that Schoolhouse Rock reference. I can stop listening now.
Here on What's Schoolhouse Rockling.
Oh, shit. But yeah, what about you? You got anything coming up? I'm sure you have a ton coming up. I don't even know what I have.
Yeah, I have my calendar on me. So we got Joe again. Joe Cole is the the MVP of questions here today in the Sizzle Squad. Bring it up. If anyone's going to the Top Rope show in Brockton, we've got March 11th, I believe, off the top of my head. Gonna have
I miss
Matt
Brockton.
Taven back in Brockton, hanging out, a little Brockton VFW fun place, and there's a bar. I will be there. Not sure what I'm doing yet. We got March 19th, the NEW show. March Mayhem in good old Bethany, Connecticut, where Waves and Curls make their first title defense since winning
Good
the
for
tag
them,
team
dude.
titles.
I was so pumped that they won. I left before traffic because the second I heard the 3, like, this is 100% what I did. And kind of a sweet move by me, not gonna lie. I didn't even tell any of the Waves and Curls guys yet. But so I get out of there now. Like, second my match is over, I'm gone. And they were like right after me. I was already dressed and ready to go before they finished their entrance. I was just like, I was done. So by the time I get ready and like say goodbye to a couple people, I get outside and the match is like you, when you've been wrestling long enough, you kind of could tell when a match is about to end. You know what I mean? Like, even though I didn't listen to them talk about it, I didn't know what was going to happen. I was just like, oh, this looks like the end of the match. I'll stick around. So I was like standing outside looking through the door. The second the 3 happened for the 1, 2, 3, and everyone went nuts, I hopped right in the car. I was like, all right, because they're all going to stand and celebrate with Waves and Curls. A promo is probably going to happen. I don't know if it did, but I would guess that it did. Of course.
Like
and everyone was like, yay. So I was like, during that time, I'm out because that's all the cars. There's going to be traffic.
Dude, so remember
out of here.
Remember when like Insanely Rude won and the crowd went nuts? So like this is how the crowd reacted the same way, but they all happened. The crowd all had party poppers, giant confetti cannons.
Oh, that's awesome.
And when they won, dude, it was like as soon as that 3 count hit, like 6 of them went off. And then for like a minute straight, it was just poof, 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 poof. And there's just shit just didn't stop. I was like, holy fuck. There was streamers everywhere. There's a wide shot. There's this wide shot from the corner of the building, and it's just confetti everywhere. It's insane.
They really do deserve it. Like I very rarely compliment people, but they like did everything the right way. Like they always showed up early, stay late. Like all these things I was saying that were ridiculous earlier that happens in the wrestling industry, they would do all that. So
which makes me laugh because I got guys that came up to me and they were just like, I helped out for like 20 minutes. How do I get on the show? I'm like,
so
keep doing this for like 3 more years, pal.
Yeah, dude, Trey's been around for a while now.
Oh, like up 2 or 3 years. Yeah, he started like a year before COVID, I think.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like, it's not like he's brand new to it. So like, it's just crazy to see them just continuing to put in the work and them being where they are now. So they're everywhere and they're champs everywhere too. So good on them.
Yeah, Top Rope, NEW.
Trey, if you're listening to this, just keep being big. I tell him that all the time. Just be big.
Big.
He's a big guy. Be big.
And then a little shout out from Alex Calder, I guess, to wrap this up. We had to see each other this weekend up at Limitless as I was doing crowd control up there because nobody knows how to stay away from the ring.
What, fans were running up to the ring?
Not running up, but like when shit would spill outside the ring and guys would be like, get out of the way. And the fans would just circle and like gather in a different spot. So they were just like, get out of the way. They're all just like here.
Oh, okay. I thought like people were walking up to the ring. I was supposed to say, whoa, this is fun. Like I want to wrestle there. Like let's scrap. Like you hear what Lesnar said about fans coming to the ring? He's like, they're asked about Rollins getting tackled, and they're like, what ever happened to you? He's like, I fucking dare somebody. And I'm like, let's go, Brock. But yeah, dude, that's what I thought was going on. If Limitless, I thought fans were just running amok.
Yeah, no, it was just the fans there are fun. They just get mad at people in front of them. I don't know. So I was
mad at heels.
No, like I had a guy behind me just yelling at me to get out of the way the whole time on camera, and I was not. It's not like I was standing still. Like I was back and forth. But every time I stepped in front of him, move, camera guy, and then I see you posted a bunch of clips today, and I'm in like every one, which is great because every time he yelled, I would just stand up and get bigger and wider.
Oh, you let the lats fly out a little bit?
I didn't do it on purpose. Like, I have a job to do. I'm there. I was squatting. I was moving, and I am trying not to die.
Fuck that guy. Like, I want to go to the next one. I'll sit right next to him, and I'll be like, "Get back in our way, camera guy."
Well, when Ace and Alec, Ace took a big fucking something outside the ring and just landed right in this guy's lap. So I was like, it was poetic justice. I just watched as he got crushed by a sweaty, bloody Ace.
That's a lot of sweat
and
a lot of blood, probably. I never bladed.
Oh, he didn't bleed. He took a thumbtack bat to the head, and he had tacks going from
what?
They had a wiffle ball bat wrapped in Gorilla Tape with thumbtacks on it, and when Alec popped him over the head, he had thumbtacks going all the way down like a mohawk across like the back of his, like, there was a couple here, a couple in the middle, and like some in the back. Like, it went, like, it wrapped around his head and was like whack.
That's fucking disgusting.
Gnarly. Yeah, and they were long too. They were like maybe a 1/4 inch long tacks. Like, I was checking it out. I was scratching my back with it before the show. I was like, this is great. This is how you know your back is fucked up, when I'm like hitting myself with a tack bat and it feels good. Like,
well, regardless, I still never bladed. But yeah, that's disgusting. I don't think I ever bled. Like, other than like maybe like a scratch like on a leg or something, but I don't think I ever bled.
No.
I'm happy. It's not like I have the best face, but I don't have a bad face. So I'm happy I didn't, scar it up a little bit,
Slade at Beyond was
yeah, I seen pictures. That looked disgusting.
I'm saying it when these guys were bleeding, but I couldn't smell it.
You
at
smell
Beyond
blood
with Slade. Slade and Biff were like, Slade was squirting, dude, and like there was a point where there was like puddles of blood in the ring, and like you're near that close, man, you can smell it to the point you can use that iron, that metal blood taste, but like it's not. Yeah, and I'm just like I felt like I'm at SeaWorld, but I'm in Slade's fucking splash zone of blood, and it's like,
oh my god, that is terrible.
Yeah. Camera guy. This is the camera guy stuff no one talks about, as I gotta zoom into his fucking gaping wound.
And like
I was watching at home.
So at that point, and this is one thing I always was afraid with blading. Say if me and you are in a match, John, and I blade and you blade, but then you're bleeding a lot more than I am, I'm gonna feel like a bitch. Like I'm like, give me that blade back. I gotta do some more business up here. Like, so that's why like I would not like it as well, because I would feel like someone else would bleed and then it would become a blood competition that I would need to win. Like, no, I gotta bleed more.
Well, didn't you do that? You had that PvP match with what was it? You and Tunis and Perfect Gamble with the tacks and shit? No?
Yeah, Tunis and the tacks, but I say all the time, I would do thumbtacks before blading. Easily. Because blading, something could go wrong. Thumbtacks, unless they're in your fucking skull, that's crazy. But like thumbtacks in the back, it's just gonna hurt. You know what I mean? Like, it's not gonna feel good, but you're not gonna like. If you blade and you hit the wrong like spot or whatever, you could just be gushing blood and you could bleed out and die.
Eddie Guerrero.
Yeah, thumbtacks. It's just gonna, like, when you sit down on the couch for the next week, you're gonna be like, "Ooh, that stinks."
I don't know. I just don't want to deal with glass. It'll be good.
Yeah, fuck glass. That's dude. I can't believe like that's a thing, because that like grosses me out. And I'm not shaming any wrestler out there. Make money however you got to make money, but like the fans, I can't believe that like people are like into those kind of matches. Like, I would be terrified just to be in the, like, I might see a murder. I don't want to watch a murder.
Some people do.
People like watching murders.
I guess there's a whole murder flavor of ice cream.
Not for me.
Not for you.
Not for me.
Chocolate guy myself.
Yeah, with some chocolate, some cookie dough up in there. Definitely no murder or iron blood. Whatever the fuck, dude. This is I can't believe it. I get like the ones where people like stab sticks in their head.
Oh, the
You ever
skewers.
see those?
Yeah, the skewers.
Yeah, people just stabbing sticks in their head, and they walk around with all these fucking sticks flailing out of their head. Like, I don't know if that's supposed to look tough. I think it looks goofy as shit.
Yeah.
It looks like you're like one of the, like the troll doll that used to have like the
Yeah.
yeah, that's what it looks like, dude. Because like the hair, the way that it's just like flowing in the wind. I don't know. Not a fan. Not a fan of the death match. But I am a fan of the way they dress, because you don't worry about being fat. You just got a t-shirt on and you're doing good. Tie on some boots. There you go. That's how you tie a podcast.
Wait, close the loop.
All the way around. That's how you close the loop right there, John Roy. That's how they do it in the pros. Thank you for joining, everyone. This was a fun episode.
Yeah.
We'll be back.
No idea where it was going, but we got there.
We got there and we closed the loop.
Blood, pride, survive. You're forsaken, your bones are breaking, yeah. Like the Nazi, like the tribes, they come to battle on this night. The ring, the field, the war, that's where they lay the law. Lay the law, once again, prepare for war. CCW, the night for a night, to live and to die, and live to die. CCW, blood, pride, survive. Forsaken, your bones are breaking, yeah. Like the Nazi, like the tribes, they come to battle on this night. The ring, the field, the war, that's where they lay the law. Lay the law, once again, prepare for war. CCW, the night for a night, to live and to die, and be denied. Lay the law, once again, prepare for war. CCW, the night for a night, to live and to die, and be denied. You can't deny it. CCW. 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 Lay the law, once again, prepare for war. CCW. The night for a night, to live and to die, and we'll deny it. Lay the law, once again, prepare for war. The night for a night, to live and to die, and we'll deny it.
That's all, folks.